Julius Caesar, Pompey the Great. Two names etched in history, giants of the Roman Republic, both ambitious, both brilliant military minds. They had risen through the ranks, proven themselves time and again. Now fate pitted them against each other. Caesar, the cunning strategist, a master of logistics and maneuver, his legions fiercely loyal, he held the hearts of his men. Pompey, the seasoned general, a hero of the Republic, he commanded vast resources. The Senate's backing gave him immense power. Their rivalry was not new. It had simmered for years, a complex web of ambition, ego, and political maneuvering. But the Republic, already strained, would now be their battlefield. The prize? Nothing less than the destiny of Rome itself. This was more than a clash of personalities. This was a fight for the soul of Rome. Would it remain a republic, or would it succumb to the rule of one man? This question hung heavy in the air as Caesar and Pompey prepared for war. The Roman Republic, once a beacon of stability, was crumbling. Corruption had seeped into its core. The Senate, divided and ineffective. The common people, restless and disillusioned. The once mighty Republic was a shadow of its former self. Into this power vacuum stepped ambitious men. Caesar and Pompey, the most prominent. They had used their military victories, their charisma and their cunning to amass power. They became the leading figures in Roman politics. Caesar's star had risen rapidly. His conquest of Gaul, a testament to his military genius. His writings, vivid accounts of his campaigns, captivated the Roman populace. He was a man of the people, or so it seemed. Pompey, meanwhile, enjoyed the Senate's support. They saw him as a bulwark against Caesar's growing influence, but Pompey was wary of Caesar. He recognized the threat posed by this ambitious general. The stage was set for confrontation. The Republic caught in the middle. Their rivalry would have profound consequences, one that would decide the fate of Rome. The Rubicon River, a shallow, insignificant waterway, yet it represented a boundary. A line that no Roman general could cross with an army. To do so was an act of rebellion, an act of war. Caesar, with his 13th legion, stood at the Rubicon. He had been declared an enemy of the state. The Senate, under Pompey's influence, had stripped him of his command. They demanded he return to Rome as a citizen, not a general. Caesar faced a choice: submit to the Senate and risk trial, even execution, or defy the Republic he had sworn to serve. He chose the latter, with the words "Alea iacta est," the die is cast. He crossed the Rubicon. This act was a declaration of war. It was a gamble, a roll of the dice against fate and his enemies. Caesar knew there was no turning back. He was committed to this path. Victory or death, there was no other option. Section 4. A Clash of Eagles. Pompey, upon hearing of Caesar's crossing, seemed almost relieved. Finally, the conflict was out in the open. He had the backing of the Senate, the wealth of Rome, and a vast network of alliances. Pompey's strategy was simple on the surface: avoid a direct confrontation, let Caesar's forces be whittled down by attrition. He would use his naval superiority to harass Caesar's supply lines, starve him into submission. Caesar, however, was not one to play by the book. He moved with lightning speed. He secured Italy, then set his sights on Spain, Pompey's power base. He needed to neutralize this threat before confronting Pompey directly. The early engagements of the war went Caesar's way. His legions, seasoned and loyal, outmaneuvered Pompey's forces. Caesar's logistical brilliance shone. He kept his army supplied despite the challenges. Section 5. Pharsalus, the decisive blow. The plains of Pharsalus in Greece. This is where the fate of Rome would be decided. Pompey, finally ready for a confrontation, had gathered a massive army. It dwarfed Caesar's in size. A clash of titans was at hand. Caesar, outnumbered but not outmatched, knew he could not win a war of attrition. He needed a decisive victory. He studied the terrain, planned his strategy meticulously. He would use Pompey's overconfidence against him. The battle commenced. Pompey's cavalry, a formidable force, charged. Caesar's men braced themselves, but Caesar had a surprise in store. He had hidden a reserve force, seasoned veterans. They smashed into Pompey's flank. The effect was devastating. Pompey's cavalry, caught off guard, was routed. The momentum shifted. Caesar's legions pressed their advantage. Pompey's army, once so confident, crumbled. The day belonged to Caesar. Section 6. Pompey's demise, Caesar's ascent. Pompey, defeated and demoralized, fled the field. He sought refuge in Egypt, hoping to rally support, but his former allies had other plans. He was assassinated upon landing, his body left to rot on the beach. News of Pompey's demise reached Caesar, who was said to be saddened by the news. He had respected Pompey, even admired him, but the reality was clear. Caesar was now the undisputed master of Rome. The Roman Republic, already on life support, had breathed its last. With Pompey gone, there was no one left to challenge Caesar. The Senate, cowed and fearful, granted him unprecedented powers. Caesar returned to Rome in triumph. He was hailed as a hero, a savior, but the Republic was gone. In its place stood Caesar, the undisputed ruler of Rome, the first but not the last of the Roman emperors. Section 7. Caesar's legacy, triumph, and tragedy. Caesar's victory at Pharsalus marked a turning point in Roman history. The Republic was gone, replaced by an emperor. Caesar reformed the government and calendar, granting citizenship to provinces. A visionary leader, but his rule was short. On the Ides of March, he was assassinated. Senators feared his power. They struck him down. His death led to civil war. Octavian emerged victorious. He became Augustus, the first emperor, ushering in the Pax Romana. Caesar was a brilliant general, cunning politician. He ended the Republic, laying the empire's foundation. His impact on history is undeniable.